This is Bike Trails Podcast with Christina and Alan. We hope you enjoy listening.
Hey everyone, welcome back to Bike Trails Podcast. I'm Alan.
And Christine.
And so we had a great day out on the trail today. Our route was from Füssen to Murnau, and it was about 56 kilometers. The trail was very varied. We had streets, we had bike paths, we had extreme gravel sections with loose sand and very heavily rocky areas. We had a lot of big uphills and a lot of big downhills. I mean, not outrageously uphill. I think, Christina, what was our amount that we rode up? Maybe 480, something like this meters?
Yeah, not more than 500.
Yeah, it was less than 500. It was a good workout for the first time that we were out for the year.
Definitely. And it started just within the first 5 kilometers with 2 highlights just in the beginning of the tour.
Right.
Schloss Neuschwanstein, High Ludwig, and Schloss Hohenschwangau. And that was really beautiful because we could see from our bike track between the trees up on the rocks, those 2 beautiful castles winking down on us. And that was super, super, super beautiful. Really nice.
Yeah, we had like the primo view. You know, when you come out of Füssen, I mean, the castles are just a couple of kilometers outside of the downtown, and you wind yourself around on the roads and the paths, and then suddenly they appear right in front of you, like up on the hill. But most people don't continue. They either visit the place or they leave. But we continued into the forest along a little stream, and then we came upon a huge field that just completely fronted the entire castle right there in front of us.
Yes. So I think that was even a nicer view than from directly at the castle, because there you could see how crazy the imagination of Ludwig must have been,
right,
because he for sure envisioned this extreme, magnificent castle within that beautiful mountain area.
Sure.
That is so the castle is practically surrounded like a painting by the mountains that rise up high around it. And this is just so beautiful. It's almost magical.
And right now, for those who haven't been down here or don't come down here too often, so what do we have here, like April 6th or 7th, right? There's still lots of snow in the mountains.
Yeah.
So behind the castle, there's a lot of snow coming off the mountain. And there's also blooming trees at the same time. And there's also really deep green, evergreen trees here. So it was quite picturesque. We found the field, and there was one guy just laying on a blanket, sleeping in the center of this field directly under the castle. And like, what a life.
Yes. And even the next 30 minutes on our tour, when we looked back, we still saw the castles sitting up there. That was very, very romantic. And since all of the yellow flowers are coming out now, I know the German words for them, but not the English ones. The grass was green. So April here is like 100% spring.
Yeah. So the fields are all yellow dandelions.
Yes.
These are everywhere.
Dandelions,
like
okay.
Huge sea of dandelions in the grass fields. Yeah, so we continued on, and it was, I don't know, I don't have anything bad to say about the route. Sometimes I'm critical whether it was too boring or too hot or, whatever. But like today, it was really fabulous. It was varied. We had many different styles of riding, and we had lots of different things to see. And I recommend anyone to do this ride. We saw, I don't want to go down the whole rabbit hole of e-bikes, but boy, we saw a lot of e-bikes today. Most people had an e-bike. I don't know, we saw well over 100 people on bicycles today, and almost every one of them had an e-bike.
Yes, but I want to go back to the route a little bit, because after the castles, we passed by a really nice lake called Bannsee, I think. And then we went in a foresty area, and it was, I think for my first ride, I felt the hills in my legs, but it was not too strenuous. And so we had really wide fields where you could see like 3 kilometers around you and with the mountains in the back. We had a lot of nature forest areas where there were only, I don't know the word for it, the needle trees.
Yeah, pine trees.
Pine trees, which was very nice for me because I saw a lot of my best friends today, the birch trees, and I'm super allergic against birch, and I really was putting 100% of trust in loratadine that I'm taking every day since a couple of weeks, since it's birch high season.
Sure.
So I looked up in Pollenflugkalender and it says today red everywhere, but it worked out to be not a problem at all.
Yeah.
I survived super. And then from Saulgrub was the last little village. It was almost only downhill towards Murnau through Murnauer Moos.
That was fabulous.
And that was fabulous because it was this very fertile, a little bit wetlands, but mainly grass area region where there is no car because it's a nature area.
Mm-hmm.
And I think it was like the last 1 hour, 15 minutes or something, where it was mainly downhill with great nature. I was so happy that I thought about singing songs while riding down
really
the hills.
Yeah.
It was so fabulous. And I was so thankful for the day because it had 25 degrees. The sun was shining. Nature showed itself from the best side. You are healthy. I am healthy. We were riding down this one really exciting gravel road where I thought, if I fall here, I will really
there was
hurt myself.
a couple of times when I thought like, okay, that's the end. I'm going over.
No, not the end. I didn't feel that, but I had like short moments where I thought, okay, I'm going, I don't know, 30 downhill on rock stones and sand. And even we had to cross 2 times. We had to cross a little river, just riding through the water because a river was coming through.
Yes.
And since the water was very low, since it's very dry, I must say, this is what somehow worries me a little bit because Lech was half filled. Foggensee, where we arrived yesterday, was so
low.
empty that
it was startling to see.
Yeah, it looked like a desert sea in the Nevada desert. This is how it looked like. And all of the little tiny rivers that we came by today were also very low. I mean, the water was very nice and clear, but super low. So you definitely can see that climate change has set in because when I was here last time, it was a very long time ago, I think 15 or 20 years ago, everything was filled when I was here with a friend, and now it's not the case anymore. But back to the e-bikes. So people on e-bikes, they don't even care getting their bike fitted correctly because they think, no matter if I don't know, pedal with my heels and if I almost have a 90-degree angle with my calves to my thigh, it doesn't really matter because the bike does it anyways.
So this is all very, in American English, we'd say inside baseball, like all the really little details. And I'll tell you, the summary is just, the bikes are just too big for people. They're just too big. They're huge bikes. They're very heavy.
What do you mean from the sizing of it?
Yeah, the sizing of the bike is just very big. And I don't think there's so many options. Like you need to have like all that stuff, like the cables and the big tires and like small people fitting on these things. It just doesn't work out so well. You can't, like when we have our bicycles, we have variety of sizes, right? Small, medium, large, extra large, depending on how tall you are and how long your legs are. They don't have like that range of sizes.
Are you sure?
Yeah, I know.
I'm not so deep into e-bikes that I would know such things.
Anyhow, this is all very boring. But what I will say is at lunch, we were talking a little bit about how e-bikes have changed kind of the nature of going on a ride and kind of the economics of it. So in the past, you would leave a place that's popular like Füssen and you would ride to another place, maybe Murnau or maybe someplace closer. And along the way, you would ride your actual bike, like your not e-bike. And you would be able to come across a Gasthaus or Pensionalm or something like this. And then you'd have some lunch. But nowadays with the e-bike, you get there in like 20% of the time. So like you arrive at these places, not at lunchtime, but like 10:30 in the morning. And so I think this really is having effect, because when we stopped today, there was not a single person with a bike where we really...
No, only cars and motorbikes, but not a single bike rider. But it's still pre-season, Ellen. It's April.
Yeah, sure.
April 6th. So you might be true about this, but maybe people just go further and stop in different spots.
It's never pre-season when you're riding a bike. That's what I think. Anyhow, I think we should wrap it up and keep it short. Tomorrow, big day, 76 kilometers, very nice ride from Murnau south to Garmisch, and then from Garmisch west back to Füssen around Planzi. So this should be really beautiful.
I think it will be. And what I definitely will do again tomorrow is have great food like I had today. I ate 2 times. And 1 time would have been totally enough when I thought of the amounts I put into my body. But in this guest
pedaling
house,
it off.
in this no, I cannot even pedal that much off, Ellen. But in that guest house, they had the most beautiful pasta dish that I could imagine, and I ate all of it. Chili pigatone with chili cream sauce and spinach and fried chicken. And tonight I had wonderful asparagus with Parma ham and bruschetta and a glass of white wine. And so I'm completely nourished.
Yes, you are.
I had my beloved husband with me, social nourishment. I had great food, like stomach nourishment, and I had beautiful movement outside in great nature. This is my body nourishment.
And you had an emotionally nourished, fabulous day.
Exactly.
Great.
And now I will have body relaxation by sleeping deep and thinking of tomorrow, where I'm so sure we will have another beautiful ride.
Exactly. I want to mention one thing. We got so much feedback just from yesterday. It was really nice to see that. So if you listened and you wrote something, thank you very much. It really makes a difference when people comment and people say something, whether it's good or bad. Don't have any bad yet, but maybe in the future. But it was really nice to see people enjoyed it. We want to try to keep the talking short, under 15 minutes. From now on, we'll do that. And if you want to know anything or have any questions, let us know, because we really enjoy doing this.
Yes, go ahead. And so let's put it to bed. And
All right.
Literally, we go to bed.
All right. Until tomorrow.
Until tomorrow. Bye.
Bye.